Mark and Joey here on Monday afternoon. Just want to mention this is going to be our feature show. We've talked about the in-depth sports we spend a lot of time on. We love lots of sports. Have to admit we run out of time keeping track of all the things that are going on. But at the tail end of every week, we're going to have our special features, different sports, different things that are happening. And so that's what this part is. It's not going to be that long. We're going to talk about a couple great championships won this week. We will admit that we're not MLB fans. Unless the Blue Jays are there, we kind of jump on the bandwagon. But baseball is not really the thing that gets us to the TV every week. But it was a great thing that happened and has a Canadian feel to it because guess what? This used to be the Expos.
Yeah, so, it used to be the Expos. Now they win Washington Nationals. Congratulations to you guys. City of Washington's had a great run. WNBA, NHL, now the MLB. A team that was on the brink of elimination coming back to win.
Twice they're close.
Losing Bryce Harper, which was highly talked about, obviously. But instead, he misses the playoffs, and you guys win a title. It was a great run by them, a total team effort.
Yeah.
And really, the best pitcher in the game is Steven Strasburg, although he's probably gone next year. Funny enough, how baseball is, but very impressive win and a little bit of Canadian connection there with obviously being used to be Montreal and. Bryce Harper said it right when he said we're going to bring a title back to DC. He was playing Philly, accidentally said it, but man, was he spot on, and Washington gets their title.
Well, I think we have to look at the fact, we talk about this all the time in every sport, right? There's a great star that everybody talks about, then the rest of the guys don't feel they're part of the team. Get rid of the great star. People worry about the great star, get rid of it, then the rest of the guys play better because now they're a team. I think we saw that in Washington this year, that there wasn't the talk. It wasn't Bryce Harper every single week, what's he doing, home run he hit, whatever. It was about wins and losses, and I think that's what got Washington there. They were destined. They should have lost early on in the playoffs. Really should have. They came back, a great comeback.
They had a horrible start to the season, too, at like 19-30.
Yeah.
Come on, and then obviously in the elimination game should have lost, and they end up getting a win there. Then they were going to get eliminated again by the Dodgers, and they came back to win there.
Yeah.
It was kind of destiny for them once they got to the World Series, and the road team won every game, which was maybe the most shocking. It's the first time in any sports history that a road team had won every game of a series, and that's just absurd. A series that went 7 games too. I mean, it was just crazy, but very impressive. It really came down to you're right, doing all their jobs. You don't hear that as much in baseball as you do maybe in other sports, but every guy did their job, whether it's bunting, singles, doubles, home runs. The pitching coming in, Matt Scherzer, congratulations to him. He's been one of the great ones for a long time here in the NL. And, they just simply got it done. It's hard to go into too much detail in baseball because there's so many players on a roster. There's so many jobs.
So many plays, so many everything.
So many bullpens, so many plays. But
162 games to get down to this. At
the end of the day, it was all heart for them. And congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations to Washington. It's nice to have Canadian flavor there, although the Expos, it's a really nice thing they do. They play in the Expo uniforms once a year to recognize them. I think that's fantastic. They remember back to that. The Expos almost won in 1 year in the strike year. They got interrupted by the strike. So this is kind of good. It just goes back a long way, and it's obviously none of the players, none of the management is involved. But anyway, some Canadian connection, which is kind of cool, and especially since our Blue Jays are so bad, we're gonna lean on Montreal getting part of the Cup, part of the World Series on this one. And Joey, also with this, let's talk about champions, F1. You know my feelings about the fact it's more the car than the driver, but I have to give Lewis Hamilton credit. This guy can make a car go further. He can make a car do things that other guys can't make it do, but he still needs to have a great car, which he does. But again, number 6. One behind Michael Schumacher, I believe. What a great year.
6 F1 titles for Hamilton, 1 behind Schumacher has 7. We'll battle all the time on the car thing. There's definitely only 6 people that ever have a chance to win a race, and probably, unless obviously there's crashes or some big pit dramatics. So there's about 6 guys that have a chance to win any race, which means there's probably about 4 guys that have a chance to win a title. Usually the 2 Mercedes right now. Maybe the 2 Ferraris and Max Verstappen who's in a Red Ball car. So let's say there's 5 guys usually have a chance to win the title. It's very tough to beat Lewis Hamilton right now in this era of the car too, where Mercedes excels in the specific engine they're using right now. I'm not smart enough to get into what they were talking about with the engine, but it's a specific engine Mercedes has been using for a longer time. When they went to this rule of using this engine, that has been the success of Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes together. Now, you hear it all the time, just like yesterday, he meant tires to go farther. Max Verstappen should have passed him with 3 laps to go. He never ended up passing because of the great driving by Hamilton and the strategies.
But he couldn't hold up Bottas in the end.
Couldn't hold up, but that's fine because Valtteri Bottas got his win and then he got the title anyway, so it kind of worked out well. But congratulations, you know. It's funny how in certain sports, you know, guys are destined for greatness. You know, you have Tiger Woods, you know, an African American, you know, kind of not the norm, ends up being the greatest golfer ever. You got an African American driver. Well, he's not American, but he's, you know, black driver, a cool swagger kind of guy, is a gets all the supermodels and owns the fact he has all these supermodels. So he gets it's ironic how guys that embrace the image of being the best are the best. It seems that in every sport, right? And he has done that, and he has pushed himself to a level that is you know, Michael Schumacher level, and we hope he could tie the record. I know Schumacher wants him to do it, and it's just been great driving, and it's very impressive.
Yeah, you know, that would be a wish for sure if he could be in that position of expressing that hope that record that record gets tied and then eventually beaten. I think all great sportsmen love their records being beaten. They love the new generation coming on. They know that the sport relies on it. Sports has to have new heroes. That's just the way it is. Young people like yourself aren't going to go back. You never watched Schumacher even race one time. I watched his whole career. So you need new stars, and it's always great when the old stars recognize it. Most of them do, which is fantastic. Now, I do want to mention one thing when I talk about the driver and their impact compared to the car. You're watching those in-car cameras. You're watching the cameras in the road these days. All the great camera angles. It's still the scariest freaking thing you can do in life is to drive that F1 car at the speed that these guys go at. Even if you know you're a great driver, and even though the car is the best and all that kind of stuff, man, it's one little tiny mistake and you could be dead. Never mind you don't win a race. These guys are on the edge all the time.
And I tell you what, you know, it was Niki Lauda who said, you know, there's the one thing, like, you know, he's always been pretty reasonable about the car. Actually, almost everyone in F1 is reasonable about the car. Even, you know, you hear Lewis Hamilton, he was saying the one guy took money to go to a bad car, he knew he couldn't win. But it's the way the greats drive, and he is, man, is he on the edge with his drive. When he blocked his teammate the one time, of course his teammate ended up passing him anyways. But, you know, these guys live on the edge every second, and there's a lot less crashing than there used to be. But with how small these cars are, it obviously takes one moment for your life to potentially be gone. They're going at high speeds on difficult tracks. The track yesterday was very bumpy. But anyways, it was a cool moment too because it was in the States.
Yeah.
What are the odds? It's so funny.
Doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
In the
States, just really cool moment. And you know what I love to see, and I think there's a reason why greats love the records be broken. It shows someone still cares about being great, not just about money, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same in any sport. You talk about hockey, golf, baseball. So much about money these days. There's the one guy that goes for it, and Lewis Hamilton's that one guy. So I'm sure it's great to see someone still dedicate all these years too. By the way, he's up there in his 30s now, and he was crying. Like, you know, that just shows how much this means to him. It's awesome.
I think that was pretty impressive, to be honest. I was a little bit jaded when he was doing that. I mean, it's number 6, man. You knew you were going to win.
He's going for the record.
But you know what? There he is, going for that record. Number 7, Schumacher would have been a hero of his, I'm sure, when he was growing up. So it was pretty touching to see it means that much to him. I agree with you that he's thinking that way, he felt that way. It was great to see. So there you go. The F1 season technically over, and he's got the championship, and all credit to him. We gotta give him that. Just a note on that track. Everybody was afraid to drive that track, so I'm glad everybody was safe yesterday. They are resurfacing next year, which is a great thing to have happen.
Very bumpy.
It's a real problem for them. We also want to give a little bit of boost to our Canadian. He's picked up the odd point during the season in a car that they didn't think he would. We're hoping that he sticks with the team and is able to get better and better every year.
Hopefully, you can get a new.
We have a fantastic history going back all the way to Gilles Villeneuve, and then his son was the F1 champion. So Canada has a history of being great in F1. So we hope this guy can follow through.
Lance Stroll right now is on the backup team, really, for Mercedes. You gotta hope really you get up to. Like I said, I mean, the McLarens will be interesting. They say they're going to go bigger next year, so they might get better. But really, so you got 4 teams. You know, you forget how few people there are in an F1 race. There's only 21 to begin with. You're trying to get on one of 4 cars, which is 8 cars. So one of 4 teams, 8 cars. Hopefully you can do that. Lando Norris they said his last race as a teenager. He's already on a decent car in McLaren. So
he looked like he's 12. Never mind teenager.
Hopefully Lance Stroll can get that improvement. But, you know, it's the game, and it will come eventually. But, yeah, congratulations to him. Hopefully Canadians can continue to be in F1 because, obviously, we enjoy watching it over here.
Yeah, for sure. And, guys, listen, if you're you may not be into streaming like Netflix and Prime TV, and I can't remember which channel, and I apologize, There's several, I think it's Prime, several F1 shows on TV right now. They take one of the teams right from the start of the season to the races, about the development of cars and everything. It's very cool. A brand new movie coming out, Ford versus Ferrari. Looks amazing.
Yeah.
You know, a story of the old days, but looks like an amazing movie. So pick that up. Get onto one of the streaming services. You're gonna have to search which one it's on. But some great in-depth stories on F1. It's an amazing work that they put into getting these cars on the road. It's unbelievable, really. The pressure to get sponsors, the pressure for everything. These guys and you know, behind the drivers, it's an insane amount of pressure they go through. I never even really thought of it. But when I've seen these shows, pretty much. So take a look at those. If you love F1, get on and see those shows, and then take a look at the movie coming up, Ford versus Ferrari. It looks really cool, and should be a great movie in the theaters, and that's what we're looking forward to. So there you go, F1, a great finish there. We've got the World Series also happened this weekend, which was fantastic, and we'll be back next week. A couple more features. No championships coming up this week, I don't believe. And Djokovic, that's where I was going to go. Djokovic won at the level just below a major, beat our Canadian kid, but you know, our Canadian kid's only 20. So
yeah, I mean, it was a good event, and you know, it was a Masters 1000. Sharapov moved up to 50 in the world, so highest ranking of his career. You know, definitely doing more right now than the other ones, so it'll be interesting to see him going forward. But we wish him all the best in the tennis, and Bianca hopefully can get healthy. But you know, a lot of those sports are now coming to an end, so you get back to the main ones, you know, with NFL, NBA, and NHL. So, but we'll always report on these interest stories. They're usually in Europe right now, like golf and tennis. So we'll keep you in touch, though.
Yeah, we'll look forward to that. And coming up, you know, there'll be sports every week that are crowning champions as they end the summer season. We get in here into winter now, and we'll take a look at that. One of our favorite sports, Darts World Championship, so we might report on that too. We're enjoying that, and we're about to get back into our tennis. Speaking about tennis, we're finally going to get down south and get to play some more tennis. You're going to get to play some more golf, so we're looking forward to that. The shows will start coming from on the road the next couple of days, and then we'll be in Myrtle Beach starting on Friday.
Monday, though,
so, oh yes, geez, next Monday we'll be in Myrtle Beach. Sorry about that, and we look forward to reporting to you then. Yeah, I forgot about it.